I like to have political conversations with Deloris because while she's quite MPP, she's not a radical MPP, so she's able to, you can talk to her. She's cool like that, but she's clear on her political philosophy. So I was talking politics with Deloris this weekend, and then she asked me that, Paul, have you noticed that the NDC party, all their great people, they have UP traditions? And I said, what are you talking about, Deloris? He said, look, NDC, the National Democratic Congress, JJ's party, take all their good people, they are UP. So she asked me, let's start. I said, okay, who? He said, Justice D.F. Annan. I said, yeah, that's UP. Then he said, that's UP. Okay, I'll show you on the touch screen the names we talked about. Then during the conversation, I told her that, but President Kufuor's mother too is CPP. And she was so disappointed. She said, oh, is it true? I said, yeah, I didn't know that for sure. I just said it. I just said it to see what the reaction would be. I said, President Kufuor's mother is CPP. He said, I said, yeah, she was a businessman in Kumasi, timber, very rich woman. She was CPP. He said, oh, but Kufuor is MPP. Kufuor comes out of Busia's loins and all that. So we had that conversation. Very, very interesting. And I'm going to share it now with you on the touch screen for the NDC people to react. Deloris says that all the good people in NDC come from the UP background. Let's go over to the touch screen and see whether Deloris is right or that she is wrong. Okay, so who are the NDC people? This is Justice D.F. Annan. May he rest in eternal peace. Very, very good man. Great speaker. I think the competition of the best speaker of the Fourth Republic, if that competition is set out now, D.F. Annan will place very high and very strong in that contest. D.F. Annan, always from the UP tradition. He said so in an interview with Kweku Sechado that he's from the UP tradition. He's not a member of the NDC. Deloris, my friend Deloris Intema, says that the good NDC people, they are all from UP tradition. So we're going to go through that and see. D.F. Annan gone. Flight Lieutenant Rawlings looks like that. He's UP. We all know that, don't we? I mean, we know Rawlings' sentiments about Nkrumah. Everybody knows that. And J.J. Rawlings has said it on many occasions, sentiments about Nkrumah. So the guess is that he's more UP, and he was quite close to some of the important elderly women in the UP tradition, including Akufo-Addo's mother and all of those people. So J.J. was UP himself. And that is why in 1983, Dr. Yao Graham and Akoto Ampao, Yen Yen and Zara Yebo were all very so shocked that JJ quickly did a U-turn in the economic direction of the PNDC and went to the right. They were left. They believed that JJ too was left because he carried an AK-47 and he had a narrative that was against the elite. So they thought JJ was left. They brought a left-wing policy, and then the right-wing people came to convince JJ, and JJ joined his people because he's right-wing. So Flight Lieutenant Rawlings is UP tradition. PV Obeng, as those who know him from Mankwaze and all those places, think of him as UP tradition. All the good people in NDC, Nana Konadu Ajiman, Rawlings' father, was certainly a UP tradition. We don't know of her own tradition for sure, but she was friends with PV Obeng and others. So most likely, UP tradition. As for Obed, it's very obvious. I mean, Obed Asamoah is one of the fine brains that this country has produced, and he's a member of the NDC. He was the NDC chairman. He was the NDC treasurer for many years. He's the longest-serving Attorney General of Ghana. Clearly, Obed is from the UP tradition because he was the General Secretary to Pawuli's party, the United National Convention of Pawuli. Obed Asamoah was the General Secretary in the PMMFJ, the people who fought the military regime. Obed Asamoah was Joint Secretary with Akufo-Addo. He's strong blue blood UP. All right. Alhaji Mahama Idrisu is like Obed. He was the running mate to William Oforiatta in the 1979 election. Alhaji Mahama Idrisu was Pawuli's running mate, and he is also a big UP tradition person. Mrs. Christina Mwaku-Nyama, one of the finest ministers in the NDC, PNDC era, UP tradition as well. And this is A.A. Munufie, the first chairman of the National Democratic Congress. Now, okay, so with Mr. Munufie, we even have evidence. Get back to Munufie for a minute, and then now. So this is Mr. A.A. Munufie. You see him clad in the NDC thing. Very, very strong UP tradition. I'll put the next photograph on. The next photograph is this one. This is Mr. A.A. Munufie. He was Minister for Rural Development. This is Danquah Busia, the Prime Minister of the day. So A.A. Munufie there is very, very strong UP. And here is okay, A.A. Munufie, and I move on to the next. This is Adikoka, my friend Adikoka. who for a long time was the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the party. Adekoka, particularly strong UP tradition. All right. Kwesi Botchwey, those who know him well at Legon think that he's left wing, but something that he's UP, we don't know. We put his photograph there as one of the important NDC people. And then this is Alhaji Isifu Ali, the first joint chairman of the NDC. Very, very powerful man from BA. He's also a very, very tight UP tradition member. Alhaji Isifu Ali was the chairman of the party. He got a lot of respect from Flight Lieutenant Rawlings. Dr. Kwabena J was also majority leader for the NDC when the NDC were in majority. Later, he became chairman of the party. He was member of parliament for Victor Usu's party he was member of parliament for Victor Usu's party, the PFP, in the 1979 election. So he was a member of parliament for the UP party, the Popular Front Party of Victor Usu. So we are clear about that he's also UP. So Deloris may be right. Maybe she's right, maybe she's wrong, I don't know. But Deloris says that all the great people in the NDC, if you look at it, all the great people in the NDC, a lot of them, you will see that they are all from the UP tradition, all the way to Justice DF. Here ends the story.